Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to jump into a really cool and useful tool for your English conversations, the past continuous tense. Trust me, once you get the hang of this, your storytelling is going to sound so much more alive and natural. Let's do it.
Okay, so first things first, let's see what this tense actually looks and sounds like when you hear it in a totally normal, everyday question.
So, I've got a question for you. What were you doing last night? See that? That's a perfect real-world example. It's asking about something that was happening, an ongoing activity at a particular time in the past. And that brings us to the official definition. Now, the key phrase you really want to remember here is in progress. We're not just talking about something that happened and finished. No, we're focusing on the duration, the fact that it was happening over a period of time. So now that we know what it is, how do we actually build it? Well, the great news is there's a super simple, repeatable formula for it. Let's break that down right now. Okay, take a look at this. The pattern is actually really simple. If you're talking about I, he, she, or it, you're going to use the helping verb was. And if you're talking about you, we, or they, you use were. Then you just tack ing onto your main verb. So I was walking, or you were walking. It's that easy. And get this, making it negative, it's even easier. Seriously, all you do is add not right after the helping verb. So was becomes was not, or like we usually say, wasn't, and were becomes weren't. Nothing else in this sentence has to change. So, you want to ask a question? No problem. It's just a simple flip. Instead of saying you were walking, you just flip those first two words around to ask, were you walking? That quick little swap is all it takes to turn a statement into a yes or no question. But what if yes or no isn't enough? What if you need more details? Again, super simple. You just take that question we just made and pop a question word, like who, where, when, or why, right on the front.
All right, you've totally got the formula down. You know how to build the sentences. But now for the really important part. When should you actually use this tense to make your English sound descriptive and really natural?
Okay, use number one, and this is probably the most common one you'll see. We use it for an action that was going on at a specific time. So in this example, the specific time is last year. Saying I was traveling paints a much bigger picture of a long, continuous trip. It gives way more context than just saying I traveled. So here's a little tip. Keep an eye out for words like these. When you hear phrases like yesterday, last night, or a specific year, that's often a huge signal that the past continuous is the perfect tense to use. Now, this is a fantastic storytelling technique. You can use the past continuous to describe two or even more things that were all happening at the exact same time. So in this little scene, Emma's cooking and the dog's watching are happening in parallel. It just creates a much richer, more detailed picture for anyone listening. So you want to listen for the clue words here. If you hear someone say while or as, that is a huge hint that you're about to hear about two things happening at once. Those are your keywords. Okay, now this one might just be my favorite because it's so powerful for storytelling. You can use the past continuous to really paint a picture and set the scene. You see how it describes the whole atmosphere, all these ongoing background activities? It sets the mood before the main action of your story even starts. All right, get ready for a classic storytelling move, the interruption. First, you set up the scene with a long, continuous action that was happening in the background, like, I was working. This lets your listener know what was going on, and it kind of prepares them for something to happen. And boom, there's the interruption. That short, sudden action, the battery died, is in the simple past. It just breaks right into that longer background action. Using these two tenses together like this is a perfect combo for creating a little drama and interest in your stories. And last but not least, you can use this tense to talk about past habits, things that happened over and over again. It often gives a feeling of, nostalgia, or sometimes even a little bit of annoyance. Saying we were constantly playing really emphasizes that this wasn't a one-time thing. It happened all the time. And if you really want to emphasize that repetition, you can throw in adverbs like these. Saying someone was constantly doing something or always doing something, that just drives the point home and highlights how repetitive it was. Awesome job! We have covered what the past continuous is, exactly how to build it, and most importantly, when to use it. So let's do a super quick recap, and then it's going to be your turn to practice. All right, let's lock this in. Quick recap. Remember, that simple formula. And think about all the cool storytelling uses, describing an action at a specific time, showing two things happening at once, creating an interruption, or just setting a beautiful scene. Keep those in mind and you are good to go. Okay, and now, to make sure this all really sticks, it's your turn. I want you to actually try answering this question out loud, using the tense we just learned. What were you doing just before this explainer began? Go on, give it a try. Answering that is your very first step to mastering the past continuous. You've got this.